welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to see if everything is set and ready. If you can hear the voices, everyone, welcome to FortcastZA episode number 13. And today, two new faces and two faces that's already been on previous Fortcast episodes. But the two new faces are on my top side of my screen. So Theo Daly on my left. I've got
What's up, boys?
Keaton on my right. I put the two wash players at the bottom. That is Travis and Tristan. But jokes aside. To everyone that has joined us today, again, thank you very much for joining in. We're on 62 viewers and climbing. Appreciate you guys always sticking around. And just as you saw there with the intro, Tint Formula, yet again a sponsor of this episode. So thank you very much for them. We're going to jump straight into things as we can't go too late. Your boy Dallas has a DGL CSGO match later on today. That's why we started a bit earlier. But don't come watch that. I'll be streaming that afterwards. Don't watch it. I'm terrible. But we're going to get straight into it to the new guys. To Daly and Keaton. Daly, I'm going to start with you. My question to you is, please explain who you are today. To anyone that doesn't know you, they need to know you after you have finished speaking.
Okay, what's up, boys? I'm Daly. I'm a competitive Fortnite player for Eclipse Gaming. I'm 18. I'm from Pretoria, and I'm a controller player.
He's a controller player. I can already see the chat going crazy about that. But you've been nerfed, so you don't count anymore. So
I can't be nerfed.
Yeah, you can't be nerfed. Daily, just more to know about you. I know a lot of people in the Fortnite ZA community looks at you as the big rugby oak. And I know some people asked me. Daily, do you prefer Fortnite or rugby if you had to really make that choice?
Well, I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory that if I had to choose today, I'd probably choose rugby because I'd say in South Africa there's more of a future towards it, as we don't have servers and stuff in South Africa for Fortnite. And but with this whole COVID thing, it's kind of tough. But I mean, if I had to choose today, I'd probably commit to rugby. But you know, there's nothing wrong with liking a bit of Fortnite on the side.
Yeah, definitely not. Talking about the COVID problem that we are still facing, to everyone in the stream, as you can see at the bottom, we still have that donation bar going on there. The donation link is in the bars down below. So again, if you guys want to help out as much as possible, that would be greatly appreciated. Then Keaton, to you, please explain who you are today.
Alright, so I'm Keaton, I'm 16. I play for AG, which is Anarchy Gaming, and I'm a controller player. Also play KBM. I'm thinking about switching to KBM, but I also love controller. So I don't know. I'm trying to decide right now. I don't know.
I think a lot of people might want to make that switch. But Keaton, is it just me, or do I hear an accent from your side?
An accent? Everyone says that. Well, a lot of people say I have an accent.
But you don't. Your family not from anywhere else than South Africa. There's really no accent. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, not really. I don't think. Yeah. I don't know. That's just.
I just think it's the deeper inner Soti that's coming out of you. Maybe that's why you have your accent. But Keaton, we're going to stick with you and we're going to go along with the forecast. And my first question to you is: you are seen as one of the best players in the Fortnite community. When did you start your gaming, and where did it all start with you? Did you start on console? I know most players start on console. Where did everything start with you?
Alright, so I don't even remember the first time I played games. Like, it was a while back there. I started playing on the Xbox, PS4, play games like Halo, Call of Duty, Destiny, games like that. And then now I'm on PC playing Fortnite. The game I mostly played was probably, I don't know. I used to play Destiny quite a lot.
No, Rugby 08, something in there, some sporty thing.
Well, I used to play rugby, like not rugby anymore, but yeah, I did used to play rugby.
Oh, you would have ran over Daily easier.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm taller than Daily now, just bigger than Daily. What can I say?
Oh, okay, I see. Then also Travis is like, one of your part of your trio currently. I don't know how far along, but he's still there. The question is the question is why I brought him up is you guys have very different personalities in your team. We know Travis is a loud guy and he puts his statements on Twitter quite easily and such. But you're very quiet. People don't really hear about Keaton. That they see him place, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm gonna start like being more active on everything, pretty much like social medias and stuff. Like Travis, with his personality, this guy, yo, ego. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Hey,
But
limit to the standards, boy.
no, I'm trolling. I'm trolling. Uh, even though if we are different in personality and stuff, we work well as a team. I mean, we've been doing really well. Our chemistry is amazing,
Yeah.
and yeah,
It's
pretty
basically
good.
when you're in a relationship, people say opposites attract, and maybe that's the case of your team.
Oh my.
Hopefully that's the case. So, well, you guys are placing well, and there was a tweet out yesterday, and I asked for people to put out their top 4 trio teams, and we'll get to your tweets a bit later on. Then in your previous episodes, we spoke about schooling, and you one of the guys, you and Tristan as well, that do homeschooling. My question to you is then, Keaton, it, did you go to homeschooling just for the fact that you're playing Fortnite and you're putting more time into it, or was there external factors?
Okay, so I homeschooled quite a while before Fortnite even came out.
Mm.
Uh, I just think normal school wasn't for me, so I moved on to homeschooling, and yeah, it's been working out really well for me.
All right.
So yeah.
So, but you, from an outside perspective, would you say if someone wants to get more time into Fortnite, you'd like agree with
Mhm.
them or maybe push them towards homeschooling?
I mean, homeschooling is still really good. Like, uh, you get a lot. You do get a bit more time, which is always nice.
Yeah.
If you want to do, yeah, if you're really focusing on Fortnite and stuff, I mean, and also focus on school, like homeschooling, yeah, just I don't know, it's really good. It works well.
I just want to know.
It's still
Obviously,
a good
with
balance.
COVID-19, most of the people can't go back to school. It's only the matrics and grade sevens at this stage. Grade 11's going back on Monday, I think it is. Um,
Yes.
then I want to know, like, how's things going with homeschooling? Is it still going on? Hasn't it stopped at all?
Yeah, nothing's really changed with homeschooling. I mean, everything is pretty much the same. Like all the work, everything, nothing stopped or
Mm,
yeah, it's everything is like normal here.
all right.
And my sister's homeschooled, so
Oh, serious.
literally, yeah, we fine. So
All
we
right.
don't like go out too much.
Gotcha. And then um, I've heard from people that they say you prefer not playing solos. I don't know if that's true, but the question is, why don't you prefer playing solos as much?
Okay, so this season I'm gonna focus more on solos. I felt like I haven't been doing too many solos, which like isn't the best.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I want to focus this season, really grind solos, get better at it.
What was
I
the
used to play a
reason
lot of
you
solos.
didn't play solos before?
Um, I don't know. I actually really don't know. I used to play a lot of solos back in like World Cup times.
Yeah.
Uh, I used to grind a lot of arena, all that stuff, customs, all solos, and then I started doing a lot more duos, and I don't know. I just knew, yeah, sort out my solo game. So
All right. I
yeah.
just want to read this one comment in chat saying, "What the fuck is Travis an alien from Area 51?"
What?
I just had to read that.
Is it an alt account?
Wow.
That
What is it?
that cracked me up reading it.
Yeah.
Just
So,
odds that I don't know how to say it to
Oh,
my face.
oh, okay.
It's
Well,
hiding behind the.
Look at all these
Well,
alts, bruh. Yo.
we'll,
Yo, bro.
we'll move on to Daily. Daily. Then we're coming to you. You're also a very vocal oak on Twitter. You like to say your say, and you put it out quite quick. Now, do you think people should do the same thing, or do you think people just still hide behind other people?
I don't know. I do it because like all my friends and stuff know I'm quite a straightforward guy. Like if I feel something, I'll say it, and if I like disagree with someone, I'll make it like quite clear I'm disagreeing with you. If I like don't like you, I'll make it clear that I don't like you, or vice versa. Like if I do. Um, But I don't recommend anyone just goes and tweets anything, because obviously you can offend a lot of people by what you say. Just like in a way, you can say, okay, sure, I don't like aim assist, but then there's people who tweet, fuck all controller players, they're all bad or whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's okay if you know like how to word stuff so it don't piss people off. But I kind of do it in a way that I can at least get my point along, you know.
All right. I get that. And now, one of your tweets earlier mentioned that if you don't play now with a mouse and keyboard, that you just suck. Now, with the nerf of the controller players, do you actually stand by that statement? Now, if you don't play with mouse and keyboard, you really suck.
The tweet was more of a joke. Like I was referring to everyone. Like in the previous season, you'd have like kids on Twitter complaining about aim assist like all the time and use that as like the main excuse why they didn't play. And basically, this is just basically memeing now because obviously controller got nerfed, and since it got nerfed now, like if you the same kids who are complaining about aim assist all the time, if they don't place now, that means they're kind of garbage, you know.
And do you think we're going to see some controller players? Keaton mentioned it at the beginning of the forecast that switching to mouse and keyboard. Do you think we're going to see a lot more of that happening?
I don't know. I think Keaton, like the thing is, most controller players have been playing controller like all their lives. For example,
Yeah.
me, I can't go to keyboard and mouse now, so like I either gotta go through the tough times, you know,
Yeah.
maybe just try and adapt to it. Because if I'm gonna switch to keyboard now, it's gonna take way too long for me to even remotely catch up.
All right. And if I'm correct, you're in matric, right? Yeah.
Yes, I'm a
Now
matric.
I want to know from you. Obviously, you're in matric, and you're one of the guys that you're not homeschooled, right?
No, I go to a public school.
All right. So you have gone back to school a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago or so.
Yeah, it's been 3 years.
Yeah. And I want to know how difficult or how easy, maybe in your case, it is to juggle you playing Fortnite, your sport, and then your schooling. And we know how far back the matrics are now with actual work. How difficult is it to manage all those?
I mean, it used to be pretty hard, but since now with the COVID thing, our whole rugby like all the matches and like practice sessions for the year have been cancelled, all the tournaments and everything. So
Yeah.
rugby is like completely out of the equation now, basically, except like I have to make sure that I train like in my personal life and stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel it's just more about being efficient. Like I have friends at school who will study like 6 hours a day because their parents force them to, and they'll still
Yeah.
come to school and do bad.
Yeah.
Whereas me, like, I'm not saying I'm smart or anything, but if you just take an hour or an hour and a half and actually study hard and like get everything like under control, then you can do way better than what you would do if you were just sitting in front of a
So
book for 3
you
hours.
plan out your days, your weeks, your months.
I kind of like plan what I'm gonna do when, but not exactly. I'm very well known for procrastinating, so
Oh,
that's
okay.
always a factor.
All right.
So
Then I asked Keaton this as well. Where did the gaming start? We did mention a bit about who you are today and whatnot. I just want to know from you, where did gaming start and why eventually did you end up playing Fortnite?
I mean, I've been playing games forever since I was like 3 or 4, 5 years old. I was playing like Ratchet and Clank on PS2 and stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember, I think I was like 11 or 12 years old, and my mom bought me an Xbox 360. And I would just like from Friday to Sunday, all I would do is just play games. Like until what time at night, I'd just be playing like Assassin's Creed, Splinter Cell, FIFA, and stuff like that. I got the PS4. I was just kind of a casual gamer. I've always been competitive, but not necessarily in games.
Yeah.
And then I started playing Fortnite as like a side thing because I used to play a lot of Call of Duty and Siege.
Yeah.
And every time I'd get bored of those games, I'd play a bit of like Fortnite with my friends and stuff until like season 3 when I started really getting into it and I
Mm.
started enjoying it. I played until the end of season 7, and then my dad was really kind and he let me split him half off for a gaming PC, where I then decided that it might be a good idea for me to go into competitive, and I've just been grinding ever since.
And what controller do you play with?
I play with I don't know if you can see a Xbox Elite controller
Oh,
V1.
okay, you play with Xbox Elite. All right.
Yeah.
Then Travis, we're gonna come to you now, and your questions are quite harsh, but I know you can answer them with a straight face. It's your second time here, as I mentioned before. What has changed since the last time you've been on Orgs? Are you still in FA? What's happening in the life?
No, nothing really. Hey, Dallas. I'm still in FA, obviously. If an org comes my way, like I'll consider offer. But at the moment, I'm just chilling. If you know what I mean.
All right, and Elite Pro Series, are you still involved?
Yeah, just a little bit more behind the scenes than out front.
But is it just me, or is their tournaments aren't as frequent as usual?
It's just been weird with like the whole season 2 extending out for like I think over like 100 days or something. So people have been getting like bored, and then people have been over hosting it where we had like 3 4 20s per week. So when it gets to like that many tournaments, like it
Yeah.
just gets too much.
Yeah. Now earlier in the week, we were in the Bully Court, I think it was, and I think Chubbs was there as well, and we kept talking, and Chubbs even put out a tweet where we discussed is Travis toxic or not, and you said, how am I toxic? Like what do I do to make you think I'm toxic and whatever? And Chubbs put out a tweet, and I think it was like 80% people saying
No,
you're,
no, no, no.
Yeah,
it was
50,
something
50.
high.
It
It
was
was something
one,
high.
52 48.
toxic one,
I
toxic one. That's all
disagree.
I remember.
All right.
It was
Okay. Well,
52
toxic
48.
one, right? So
Yeah,
I want to know
like
from you.
50%.
I want to know from you. Why do people have the image of you being toxic?
Oh, I don't know. If people are toxic to me, I'm gonna tune them back. I'm not just gonna sit here in my seat and like accept it. Like I'm
So
gonna tune them back if they tune me.
you just
That's
feel.
maybe why they think I'm toxic. I don't know.
So you just feel like people they come at you and you're not standing back, and they don't see the people coming at you. They just see you coming at them.
I mean, obviously they don't understand like the full story, so they'll just go and see like, oh, Travis is being toxic to this guy, but they don't know what they said to me or whatever, or
Yeah.
they did, you know.
Get what you're saying. And again, to those people that have donated, I think there's 2 of you already, so thank you very much for that. I'm keeping the counter down below, and a tweet afterwards will go out for you guys to say thanks. But I asked Daly this question as well, Travis, about being vocal on Twitter, and you also put your opinion out there quite quick. Uh, do you think the same question that I asked Daly is? Do you think people should like put out their opinion as quick as you do?
I mean, if you don't put out your own opinion, then what are you actually? Are you just gonna be one of those guys that sit at the back and like follow the herd, or are you gonna like give your own opinion and maybe some people agree with you or they don't? You know?
I mean, not every opinion's supposed to be on Twitter though. Like some
mean,
opinions you
obviously
can kind of
there's-
just keep to yourself. Like, for example, if it's an opinion that kind of brings people down, if it's an opinion that is kind of controversial, it's not necessarily meant to be on Twitter. You can kind of just keep it for yourself. I mean, a lot of opinions like are made to be expressed, and you can tell other people about it, and tell like your Twitter community, because obviously your Twitter followers want to know about it. But
Yeah.
there's some opinions that just better kept for yourself.
there's
Yeah,
obviously different like situations.
yeah, you should
but,
just
like-
know what to put out and what
Yeah.
to not.
Yeah, but if
Yeah.
I told you shit and he sucks at the game, I'm gonna go call him shit.
No,
Which is how it works.
but don't you think it's you taking the higher road or being the better man for not calling?
Yeah, I
him
feel
out
like
then?
if you don't reply, you've taken the high road, you're being the better man. If you're calling him out again and doing the same thing he did to you, you're kind of just stooping down to his level, in my opinion.
I don't know.
I can-
It's probably between.
That's just how I think about
Yeah,
it. I guess it's just up to
It depends
personality.
what it
so.
is. Like if someone swears your mom, like I don't. That's quite a small thing and it's petty. I don't think you really would like.
Yeah, you don't
react on
swear
that.
the other guy's mom's
Yeah,
back, for
yeah,
example.
so-
I don't know.
Yeah,
I-
there's
Depends on the
different
person.
types though. Like
Yeah.
obviously there's somewhere where you could like cross the
No.
line. Like
The thing is, you just gotta keep it in game. Like you shouldn't. As soon as you start involving someone's personal life, that's when it gets too far.
yeah, Keaton. So you
But-
should
Yeah.
stop tuning the people, please.
yeah, Keaton, you're
Sorry,
Better.
okay? And I can get toxic, I know.
Well, don't let Travis influence you, please.
Nice guy, Keaton.
No, all right. Now everyone knows there was something on Twitter this week. I think this week or last week. Don't remember when it was, but it was between Travis and Psycho and what happened on Popcool's stream. I don't want to speak too much about it, but I thought I'll just bring it up because I do think it was handled correctly after it was handled wrongly. Travis, something was said on Popcool's stream by Psycho, and Travis reacted on it. And it comes back to that question I asked just before this one is how quick you react. And Travis, just about firstly, I want to not congratulate but tap you on the back and say well done on the way you reacted afterwards. for coming out and saying you were wrong for doing so and whatnot. But I want to know from you is, don't you feel like you had people in your ears, not saying people from Bullycord or from any other Discord, but don't you feel like someone was in your ear just begging you on maybe to say what you did on Twitter?
Nah, I know a lot of people are gonna think like bully cord made me like try to like agree with me and be like, yeah, this is what you actually heard or whatever. But when it happened, I was in an like a private Discord with just IRL friends, and we were just chilling. And I still asked them like a couple times, like we played it back a few times, like everything, like just to like confirm. I'm not this guy to like just expose someone or whatever for something that they didn't do, if you know what I mean, or like just to cause beef. So when I
Kind of what you
asked
did,
them,
though.
say again.
That's kind of what you did. You kind of did just call him out for something he didn't do.
But I didn't just ask, like, call him out.
You went into
It's a
the other
difference.
Discord and you came into our Discord and you asked for our opinion.
I wasn't the only one who heard what I heard.
all listened
I
to
didn't
it.
just
I-
go
I-
out of
Did
my
you
way.
go to Psycho and ask him what did he say and why did he say that?
Why
Obviously,
must
no.
this is a different?
That's because that's what you should do. You should handle it privately. You should go into his DM and say, "Yo, Psycho, did you say that and why did you say that?" Not to try and get the guy kicked from his org. I'm
I'm
gonna
not trying
say
to get
this now, and I'm gonna get my opinion out on here because I felt like I haven't said much about this. I feel like you're sorry that you got caught trying to expose
Actually-
Psycho. You're not sorry that you did it because you
No, I
knew all well that you
disagree,
tried to do
actually.
it.
No, I disagree. You busy thinking that I try to get him kicked on purpose. Dude, from what I've heard and like all the comments and like stuff that I've gotten in this community, people ripping into me for like the things that for no reason. I'm not the type of guy to just like try and end someone's career for no reason. Like obviously
That's kind of what you did once again. Like
I didn't try and end his career, did I?
you added his org, you added his manager, you added our org owner, you added
Okay.
your friends added them. You said, "Yo, this is not a way ATK
Okay,
players
I
should be
didn't tell
conducting
anyone.
themselves."
I didn't do
all
any of
that.
that though.
No, I
didn't
know
do
you didn't say that, but I'm saying like you
So now
added
you
the
involving
manager.
other people. Yeah,
No,
I know.
I'm not involving them. You added my manager. You added my org.
Yeah, because I wanted to like get it out there. Obviously, like if I've heard it and
So
multiple
what do
other
you what do you
people
what do you
heard
think
it, then
what do you think's gonna happen if you try and do something like that for no reason? You're just trying to add the org. If something like that, let's say you're an org. Let's say you're in BVD, because
Yeah.
you're in free agent now. You're not in org right now. But let's say you're in BVD. If I add the owners of BVD with a clip like that, what's my intentions behind adding them? Why would I add them?
so
The
that
only
they
reason
know
you'd
about
add
what
them
their
is so
players are
you know
doing.
them, and that's so they can take
No.
action on it. That's the only reason you'd add them. There's no other reason you'd add them. And I feel very strongly about this because I feel like it's just fucked up to just do that to someone because it's intentionally trying to ruin someone's career. And as I said, I have nothing against you. I have nothing against anyone else. But I feel like that was a very scummy thing to do, and I feel like you're not sorry that you did it. You're sorry that you got caught trying to do it. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. That's all I want to say.
Yeah,
Got
I'm gonna jump in there. I agree to some extent what Drogon says, and that is to the fact that you jump to conclusion too quick. And I think that's not just with you, Travis. I think that's with everyone or most people on Twitter or in Fortnite ZA. They jump to conclusion and they jump on the bandwagon, and they have people behind them, the toxic people behind them, saying, "Do it, let's do this, let's do that." And we're not saying this is the case, but I know there is some people that might encourage you to do that wrong thing. But it comes back to, yes, you maybe did the wrong thing in the beginning, but coming out being the bigger man afterwards saying, "Listen, I'm sorry, apologies to ATK and Mr. Flea," just saying sorry, but I don't want to go too far in that. I think we've gone far enough. But I do agree that wrong steps were taken, but you fixed it at the end, and we just leave it at that. All right, we're going to go along. And this is now for trios. Travis, you're in your trio. I know Keaton is part of your trio. I want to make... Well, Theo as
Poor
well.
Daily.
Theo
What
as
about
well.
me, boys?
Theo as well.
Yeah.
Theo's just when Tristan started speaking, Theo was just there laughing and waiting to see if what Travis
I
says.
don't know
and-
what to unfold, boys.
yeah, but my question to you, Travis, moving along, is I want you to mention one positive and one negative aspect of your trio partners. So that's from Keaton and Theo. Name one positive and one negative
we go.
aspect from them.
positive and a
Um,
negative. Yo. Okay, let's start with Daily because he's new. Oof. Positive. He's like a hype man, you know. Like he always like after a fight or like when you're playing, like gets you hyped up, you know.
Yeah.
Or negative. Oof.
Nothing, bro. I'm best player that
I feel like it's because he's a controller, you know. He's like he's
So
always
that's a
like,
negative now. A week
Yeah, he's
ago, the
always like
positive would have
positive.
been a controller player.
like he's got the aim, but like he doesn't have the brains, you know. Like
Oh, so
Ah.
Daily no brains.
yeah.
You must be a forward player. Are you a forward
That's
player?
why he's an IPO, you know.
Yeah.
Tell us, don't get personal now. Come on, bro.
All right.
You're not calling me out like a.
Yeah, and from Keaton?
Oh, Keaton. A negative. I can go straight into this one. He gets tunnel
I
vision.
know.
Like
Tunnel
Yeah.
vision.
quick.
Damn.
The man like goes on his
Oh.
own mission while we doing something else. Just ignores the call out and he full on books it.
Yeah, from the
Alright.
little bit I've played with Keaton, that's
I'm
literally
actually
what he
probably
does.
king another team.
Yeah, Keaton's busy. We're busy
He's a
healing.
different
Keaton's
team.
like 200 meters away from us already, and he's like gets 3-2-1. He's like, guys, where are you? Where are you?
And then he shits you out, but it was him doing the thing wrong.
And then he says afterwards, bro, it's only a custom, but we're playing a tournament.
I remember.
Alright, and a positive?
A positive for Keaton. No, he's
No,
just an overall
Oh,
great
no
player, you know.
positives.
No, there's all the
Yeah.
positives, you know.
You didn't think about the negatives, but you have to think about the positives. You have to really think about it.
Shame.
I mean,
That's
everything's
rough.
positive
That's rough.
Wow,
about it, you know.
yeah. Oh wow.
Alright,
bad.
we'll move along and Drogons, we're gonna get to you now, and you've been on an episode very long ago. I think even well, not too long
I think
ago.
I've been on it 2 times before DreamHack.
Yeah, it was
And
the
then not-
latest
not
was
after-
just after DreamHack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And you've been here a couple of times, as mentioned. I want to know what's different in your life since the last time you've been on.
Not that much, you know. Like ever since I got back to South Africa, it was just kind of like ever since then it's just Corona. So I'm pretty much just staying home, just playing Fortnite, doing like tasks around the house and stuff like that. Schoolwork.
But that's a daily for you. Sorry. Daily,
Yeah.
But that's a daily for you, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Just like like doing tasks around the house, schoolwork, and then just playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
Since we can't really do much else, can we? Like most of the beaches by me are closed as well. Even though some of the beaches like in a country have opened, still kind of closed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So
Yeah. You are in George, and you've got the beach right like next to
Yeah.
you. So
but I'm pretty sure most of them are like government, so they're not open. The government beaches aren't open, so we
Yeah.
kind of fucked.
let's just say I'd never go to George's sea again. I almost drowned, so I'll just leave it there.
Ah, same.
Dude,
don't
George,
put them by the current.
No
George,
way.
the George waters, dude. I didn't know anything about the sea. I didn't know it's gonna take you out and the current will push you back
Yeah,
in.
exactly.
Yeah,
I,
the
I was
currents
there
are really
paddling,
strong.
bro. I was there paddling, and I'm a big guy. Yeah, when you drop me in water, I go straight down. So
Yeah, it can be bad.
yeah.
We've had like a few like issues at the beaches, if I'm not wrong.
Now, Trogons, something that has not bothered me, but I was thinking about it quite a lot. And that is you and your teammates. Now, if we just hold it as duos, things have changed a lot with ATK.
As a
Just
team,
a
yeah.
fortnight as a team. Now,
Yeah.
you had Rise when you left Energy. Rise, I think later came to you guys, and you guys were a duo. Then it was you and Hachi. Then it was you and
Yeah.
Riots. My
Yeah, me and
question-
Rights never duoed.
Oh, okay, we
They
played
trio.
trio
We
together.
played
Yeah,
like
yeah.
one tournament together. Yeah, we
Yeah.
played like one tournament together.
Yeah,
But we never really do it.
Yeah, my question then to you is, with all the changes that's happening, and quite often, let's say 2-3 months apart, don't you feel like it affects you negatively for the momentum to catch?
Not at all, you know. I feel like it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, if you're a good player, you're gonna adapt to whoever you need to play with. You play with Riot, you play with Psycho. I play with Rise. Whoever I play with, I feel like I should be able to do well. The only thing where I feel like it might have negatively impacted something is just because chemistry. It takes a while to build up like that chemistry. Like obviously, like I feel like duo that has the best chemistry in South Africa is probably you and Travis Keaton. But obviously that doesn't just come like from a week. You have to like play a lot together, and you have to genuinely like be good friends and just get that like synergy going, you know. So that's the only part where I feel like it really impacted me negatively. Other than that, like I feel like I've done really good with whoever I've played with, to be honest, and I've enjoyed playing with whoever I played with.
Yeah, because I just feel like people are gonna adapt every time. You're gonna have to change. Like, if you're a slower type of player, that guy's gonna have to adapt to you, and you have to adapt to him. So it is quite difficult every time you need to adapt to a new play. The other, let's say, for
Yeah.
instance, Rise knew your gameplay in and out. He knew at this instance you will be the guys pushing. You will do that. But if
I've
you get a new guy in, he might not know that, and
I
it takes a
mean,
while.
yeah. See, that's the thing. Like the roles work like differently in Fortnite. So you can either have like preset roles and like tell the guy like you're gonna play like this and I'm playing like this. This is my role. This is yours, and kind of do that. Or you can like kind of like let it naturally just go through. You know, like naturally just with the synergy with the chemistry. Like he knows you play like this, he plays like that, and it just kind of works.
Yeah.
So with the like duos being like formed like more short notice, it's kind of more like you play like this, I play like this, like the roles are just set instead of just letting it naturally flow. And then after the set roles are there, you kind of like after that you see like does it work, does it not work, and you take it from there.
All right. Well, thanks for answering that, because I was wondering how many times are we gonna see that change, and well, it doesn't affect you as much, but you think with your placements and whatnot that it's gonna influence you in some sort of way. Then, uh, well, I've seen recently with duos and solos. Every time I jump into your stream, you're either playing an internet or a different region. You play
Yeah.
different regions. I never see you
Yeah.
as much
Play the
playing
South
the
African
ZA
stuff.
scene. Yeah. Why is that?
So I've gotten back into playing South African stuff last season when trios like started coming in. I played like a fair amount of that stuff, but especially with the new FNCS coming around from like the seasons being solos, and with us getting like 180 ping to Middle East, I feel like South Africans have a really good shot if they practice for it to qualify either through actually qualifying and making it in the finals for Middle East, or at least qualifying through consistency points, which is basically just doing well every single weekend of FNCS. So that's kind of been my main focus. So I've been playing like Queasy customs and like no zone rule like Frey ladders and stuff like that, just to like get my game sense for those like semi-final games and like the stacked Storm Surge games as good as I can, because there's no other practice that really like prepares you for those games than like the EU customs. Same for like international tournaments. I feel like it just prepares me as a player for events way better and just like makes me grow as an overall player.
All right.
I feel like if I play Zeta, I don't really grow as a player. I just kind of stay the same. It's the same thing every single tournament. You kind of just yeah, you kind of just vibe and key people, and then it's like the top
Yeah.
3 teams kind of have a kill race going on there.
That's also
I
one
mean, you
way.
don't have to key.
Say again.
I mean, you don't, but like most of the teams do nowadays, and like
I said you
a
don't
lot
have
of
to
the
key
thing.
to place at all.
Yeah,
No, yeah.
obviously not. I didn't say that. I just said like a lot of the top 3 teams, a lot of the time have like kind of a kill race going on.
Yeah. And
I don't know.
well,
I
it's
just feel
also
like
The bad
that's,
teams
it's not
can't
as
get
fun.
killed.
I think
that's
there's only
That's kind
two
of the
WT
best
teams for trios. There's
like
Woke's
all
team
the-
and there's Neymar's team.
Uh,
Those are
we
the
do-
only two main teams that key.
yeah.
Other than
but
that,
it's
everyone
also
else
it's
plays
also
kill.
one way of maybe getting your name out there. In some sort of
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
If you place, you maybe kill a well-known guy and your name gets out there, and it's maybe one way of looking at it as well. But we're gonna move along. Trogons, last question for you before we get into the conversation for all of us and the new season. Is like I mentioned, you also homeschooling, but one thing that I really know well about you is your sleeping schedule is shit, to put it straight.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have one of
I
the
fixed
worst.
it. I fixed it.
You
I
have
fixed
one
it
of
though,
the
bro.
worst sleeping schedules that I've ever seen. But how do you fit in schoolwork, Fortnite, and then family time as well?
I don't know. I basically just kind of go with the flow, to be honest. I don't have like a set schedule. As long as I just get like a certain amount of work done in the day, it's kind of chill. So if I do it before I get on, if I do it after I go off, like it doesn't really matter as long as I just get it done. I fixed my sleeping schedule, kind of. Now it's probably not gonna stay fixed for long, but
Now you sleep at like 5 o'clock and get up at like 2.
no. I actually go to bed at like 1 in the morning now and wake up at like 8. So it's good. It's like a really good schedule now.
Okay.
It's not. I don't miss the entire day anymore. You know.
I think I died in my sleep yesterday because I went to bed at like 4 and woke up at 5 p.m. So something was wrong. I don't know what it was. But,
Probably like passed out, like went into like
I
a
don't know
different
what it
state or
was.
something.
But we're gonna get into conversation with everyone now. Keaton, Theo, Travis, Tristan, you guys can jump in now. We're gonna have to discuss the new season, but the biggest thing that we've spoken about is the nerf of aim assist. Now, the question is, do you guys think this aim assist was a big nerf for the controllers?
I think it was a fair nerf.
I think it was fair as well.
Yeah, I think it was fair.
I
honestly.
think
only
it's
one-
basically perfectly balanced now, if I had to say, because the good controller players can still keep up, and the shitters who like completely
Relied
rely
on it.
are like nowhere.
Yeah.
So, well, we're basically going to see more keyboard and mouse players at the top now.
Not
I don't think
necessarily,
so,
but
yeah.
you'll
No,
see
I think the
more.
same
It'll
ones
be a
have
better
been
mix. It'll
controlled.
be a better mix.
Mm.
So if
It
you
will be
make,
More
like-
balanced.
yeah, so Keaton, if you are making a trio team from scratch now, are you still going to be looking for mouse and keyboard players? Because the previous episode we had Kareem on, and he said, well, him and Naeem was looking for another controller player, and he specifically said controller player. But now with
Yeah.
the nerf, do you think you're also going to play around the controller still, or mouse and keyboard?
I mean, it's the controller is pretty. It's still fine. Like it's, I don't know.
Viable. It's viable.
Yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't really change if I'd have more controller players or keyboard and mouse players on my team. If it's a good player
Yeah.
on either input, I'd,
Yeah.
put him in.
I see Storman in the chat says the nerf only affects the bad players, and that's maybe where we'll see the bad players fall, or the bad players
Players
fall
that
out
only
now.
relied on like aim
Yeah,
assist.
so
Yeah.
that's maybe we'll
Yeah.
see them fall out now.
I feel
one-
like some of them definitely will fall out, and then the players that have actually genuine good aim, even
Yeah.
without aim assist, will just stay on top.
will stay on top. We'll see how that folds out. But one thing I want to know from the community standpoint is that we, or Fortnite Epic Games, have given us solos, then duos, then trios to play. Now, from you guys in chat and stream, I want you guys to get involved here as well. What team based do you prefer? Duos? Do you prefer trios? If it maybe quads, what is it that you actually enjoy the most? What do you think is the most beneficial for ZA?
I feel like duos and trios are probably the best, in my opinion.
low key.
I feel
I
like
don't know.
Trios.
Maybe even trios and squads. I feel like the more players there are, the less RNG it gets in like a lot of situations.
I don't think squads will work.
nah, squad
I
sucks.
feel like
Squads
squads
is
are
too
a bit
hectic.
too hectic, but like there's still less RNG. I don't think.
I mean, you key a kid in you key a team in squads, like that's just
Yeah, but
chaotic.
do you think
Yeah.
if we go to squads, that's 4 players that's in one team. If we're taking it to duos, we're gonna have more teams that can place and play. So for me, I think it's duos. Everyone in the chat, I can see most of everyone saying trios. They have trios, quads.
Duos is probably the
I-
less hectic game mode. Trios is a bit more hectic.
I think trios is better though. Low key
Yeah.
trios is the
My
best
opinion
mix.
is duos is the most balanced competitive
Yeah.
player,
Okay. Yeah.
but trios is the most fun.
Yeah. Okay. That. I can
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, obviously you've got more of a hype. You can have a hype man now. You can have a guy that sits back and maybe one like Daily gets hyped, and or if he gets killed, he smashes his table in and
The
stuff
rager.
I'm not that much of a rager, to be honest.
Oh, aren't you a rager?
Nah.
Most forwards are ragers.
I used to. Back in the day, I used to go through controllers like nothing, but now my
Well, you
controllers
can
are
imagine
getting
Keaton there breaking desks, can't you?
Yeah, bro. Keaton,
I don't think Keaton has it into like how to fly. To be honest.
Well, Keaton,
Like,
if you guys saw the
Keaton's a
picture
nice guy.
that I put on Twitter, he has like soundproof padding in his room, so he must be getting loud.
Yeah, I am loud.
Didn't you already break your controller?
he's
Uh,
broken
shit.
two, hasn't he?
Okay.
No, he broke another one, Daily.
Yeah,
I haven't.
The new one.
the rager, bro.
Listen. I can explain, okay? Okay. Listen, my controller, it's a V2, and V2s are meant to break really fast, apparently. Like the bumpers, never like the bumpers break so easily on the V2. On the V1, when I had a V1, it never broke. So that says
Why don't
something.
you have a V1 anymore?
That's why. Well,
What happened to the V1, bro? Did that
What
also
happened?
break?
oh my.
Yeah, Keaton, you're
Exposed.
V1 gets more drift than the V2. The V2 doesn't get as much drift, if
Yeah.
not any drift, right?
Yeah.
Like the stick and whatever. I don't know. Like I don't know if you can even get V1s in SA. I don't know where to get a V1 in SA. Like it's pretty hard now. I'm not even kidding. Like I wish that'd be nice, but
What is it?
Yeah.
The V1 is it Razors or what?
No,
Oh, wait.
Xbox.
Or is it an
It's
Xbox
the Xbox,
V1?
Xbox Elite controller, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. No,
Yeah,
if I could recommend, I think the Razer
Ryzer.
Ryzer, but the new one, I think it's also the V2.
The Wolverine, isn't it?
Yeah, there's like RGB around it and whatever.
Yeah,
Try
I think,
that
I
out.
think that's
That
Wolverine.
Astro controller's looking nice.
Yeah,
though.
but
Yeah,
damn,
the
they're
actual
controller
controller
expensive,
looking
man.
really good.
They're expensive, and I don't even think you can get them here at this stage.
Isn't
Yeah,
it
I
like
don't think so.
3.5k
got
and then
nerfed.
it'll be like shipping or something?
Okay,
with
but
it?
listen here,
That's what like
Yeah,
I
it's
controllers got nerfed. We must
expensive.
talk about duckies and mouses now.
Yeah, I was about to
Duckies
say.
and nice, yeah.
But one thing that always after a season gets released, and it's been everywhere on Twitter. If I go to anyone's Twitter, it is the talking point is landing spots, and everyone speaks about it. Landing spot. I'm gonna land here. If you land here, I'm gonna grief you. Don't come grief
The
me.
ego
here.
fights.
Don't eat
Oh.
like.
Ego fight.
Do you guys
Ego
really
fight.
think it's actually necessary for people to be speaking about landing spots?
Not at all.
I think
Uh,
for
I feel
the
like
like,
Most
Most
of
the
the
gameplay
people,
speak.
most of the people who
Definitely
went and tweeted on the first day where they're landing are the guys who are scared to get contested. Like they'd rather go and say, "Yeah, I'm landing here," blah blah blah, to like chase more people away than what they
Yeah.
would like actually just take a fair fight with
Like
the
the
person.
fights, yeah, fair enough.
I don't
know.
think you have to make it a
And
big
like,
deal. Really.
if you look
When-
every single season, you have guys on Twitter saying, "I'm landing here, I'm landing here." I think like Amos claimed Shark in solos like last season.
Yeah.
Like that's never gonna work.
Yeah, yeah, but it's like it shouldn't even be a topic because obviously, if you're playing a tournament, you want to win this tournament. Why would you tell someone, okay, listen here, fucking lucky landing is mine. Don't come there or I'll grief you. Like,
See,
why?
people do that when like let's say for example like in duos like me and Psycho we landed dirty and they'd say like another duo landed on us. Like we'd say like we'll grief your tournament because if we chase that team away that means they're not coming there again. So in future tournaments that makes our lives a lot easier because we can just loot up the POI and just instead of having to fight every single game, you know.
Yeah.
And people only do it when it's like good teams. Like I've only done it when it's a good team. If it's a no-name team that's landed on me or something, like you don't really go through the effort of like saying like this is my spot, I'm agree for you, this.
Yeah.
But if it's like guys you know they're like good, you know they're decent, you try and chase them away as quickly as possible to make sure you're kind of just chilling for the rest of the tournaments, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, also when you put it on Twitter, then it's almost like a warning for other teams. Like also
Yeah,
like
they at
the,
least just know then. Like
Yeah,
otherwise
they
they might
know.
not even know they're landing on you. Like they
Like
might just think,
the-
oh, I'm landing on an uncontested drop.
they like bot to semi-decent teams, or like they know like, oh, we can't go contest here because one of the top teams is going to be landing here. But like also, the top teams really don't care who lands where. Like they'll just land on you.
Yeah.
Alright.
No
I
one
just
cares
think
where you're
But,
landing.
and then the
Yeah, I-
people that's not good.
Unless they like lose the ego fight like badly, other than
I mean,
just
even
land
if
where
you
you want
see
to
an
land.
ego
really.
fight, like why
yeah,
would
some
you
teams won't up. Yeah.
Yeah, Keaton, you said.
Yeah, just like you don't have to make a big deal. Just land where you want to land. It's not really griefing anyone. It's just if you're comfortable with that job, just go for it. I mean, even if it's
But
yeah,
if we take it a bit further and we say it's the last game out of 6, and you know Travis Keaton and Theo in the trio is landing wherever, and you want to go grief them, it's a different story now, isn't it? On where you're gonna drop, because you want to
mean,
maybe grief them.
eventually people always know where you're going to be landing because it either
Always
comes
find
out.
out.
Yeah, like you might be testing another job and this team hasn't told you where they're landing, and then all of a sudden you know because you find out, or like you
Yeah.
find out from a friend who spoke to another person.
or you'll just find out by people rotating in a specific area. You'll kind of like, you know,
Go into
find out
replays
the
as well, like after you rotate like
Or
past the
replays,
POI
yeah.
or something,
Yeah.
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 Indeed.
So
Eventually,
you
you know-
always know, yeah. You literally like at the end
Eventually
of like
you know
the
who lands
season, you
where.
know where every single team lands, like.
Yeah.
Especially like the teams you need to like watch out for, like in the top 5 of a leaderboard or something. You know literally where every single one of them goes.
Yeah.
In solos, trios, squads, it's been like that for like every game mode.
All right, let's move
Yeah.
along. We had a chat just before we went live about how the map changed and the mobility that Fortnite has. And for me personally, I like it when it was, was simple. You had shockwaves and you had impulse grenades to get around the map. But now you have riding sharks, getting more unrealistic by the second. Whirlpools, obviously, that's I think is a very good idea. You
Yeah,
still,
that's cool.
correct me if I'm wrong, but you still have those phone booths that you can get in and get around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they're not
the-
as
the
efficient.
toilets.
Yeah, they're not as efficient
but
as
They
the
don't take you
whirlpools.
very far. They might take you to like the other side of POI, but they won't take you like
Yeah.
across the map.
Yeah.
The
Like,
whirlpools
for
are
a
the best
whirlpool,
one. Yeah, the
definitely.
whirlpools are the best
But
ones.
for
Yeah,
you
but-
guys, do you guys prefer the meta that it is now rather than impulses and shockwaves?
I feel like
Yeah,
it's just to learn
I
it.
like
It-
it.
it,
Yeah,
it seems
it's
like a lot
not-
of fun. It seems like a lot of fun. We just need to learn it. It's like Season X all over
Definitely,
again.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Like,
feel
it's
like
a crazy loophole. We just need to learn how to master it, how to play it, and it can be a really
100%.
fun season. We just need to
yeah.
adapt, you know.
Yeah.
Every time it's been trios, it's always been like crazy items. Like last trio, it was like
Season X.
impulses, shadow nades. Like it was like rocket launchers, grenade
Junk
launchers. It was
rifts.
everything.
Yeah.
Junk
everything.
rifts, like normal rifts, like everything was in the loot pool. I feel like it's kind of like gonna be the same for this season probably, or like probably next season. The season's they focusing more on solos, if I'm not wrong. With the entire like map design, like there's a lot more like small little spots that has like 2 or 3 chest spawns and stuff. So that's like a lot better for like solos. It'll be interesting to see what like items they put in next season for trios.
Indeed. So let's then speak about this shotgun situation. That a charged shotgun, you charge your shotgun then to give more damage. I would think it is. Now, at the beginning, I saw tweets saying, "What the fuck's this? Holy shit! What ass did they put into the game?" And now people saying, "Damn, the thing is actually good." So, is it actually good, or what you guys' opinion on it?
Definitely.
like-
good.
Shit.
I feel like you need to know how to use it for it to be good. It's a very like skillful weapon in the way that you need to like know when to charge, when not to charge, when to just go for like a pop shot or whatnot. And you need to know that you can't just like WQ with it and just expect to wipe people. It's like a gun you have to have a little bit of like patience with.
Also, the attacks are ass. If anyone like
attacks are-
runs attack,
Attacks are bad.
if anyone runs attack, you're a weirdo.
So,
Just run
is
P90.
there an alternative to the shotgun?
Oh,
To the
just
Yeah,
P90s.
P90s. Yeah,
P90s. So you're basically running into Popcool's idea with not running shotguns.
Yeah,
Is
when
it
I'm
a
shotgun
keyboard
don't
player-
do any
Double
damage.
P90 boys.
If
Double-
shotguns don't do any damage, then
Well, bring back the drum gun. There we go. Bring
the
it
drum
back.
gun's ass now. If anyone thinks that thing's good or better than a P90,
Yeah.
then you're weird as well.
Then I wanted to speak about the helis and the henchmen. Now, I saw a clip, I think it was from Travis, where the henchman just one snipe headshot or whatever, I don't know what it was, and you're out of the game. And now there's helis again, helicopters and whatever, not flying around. Now, obviously from a public standpoint, yeah, it's all cool and whatnot, but from a competitive standpoint, do you guys really think this is going to be in the game for you guys, or it's going to be G8 like the robots were back in the day?
Are you talking about helicopters now?
Yes.
I feel
I
like
think they're
they're not
good,
nearly
but
as
yeah.
OP. I feel like it's more kind of like the ballers and the planes, where you can use it as like a thing to get placement with.
It's like a
Of course,
rotation item.
yeah, of course you get your psychos who's just gonna fly into the bull barrel with a fucking helicopter head on.
Yeah.
But that's like the minority.
Should we
Yeah,
talk about the
I-
people
I-
that camp for arena points?
Yeah, literally, like out of render distance, just camping arena points.
Can't get arena
That's
points
actually
any other
pretty
way.
In a
Just sit
heli.
in a helicopter.
Oh my gosh.
Like lost it's the top
But
of
then,
it.
yeah, do you guys think it will get
Just
G8?
Tony. Say again?
Do you guys think it will get G8? For those people that don't know, gentleman's agreement, when people like, as a community.
Oh, like the way
yeah.
it was with like planes
Yes,
back in the
yes,
day.
Oh,
where,
like
like
pickaxe
planes would
swinging
shoot
at
each other
school
out.
cups.
Exactly, yeah.
School cup pickaxe swinging.
What
you
do
know?
you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you think it will get G8?
It might, yeah,
I
possibly.
feel like something
I
like that might
know-
happen, whereas like teams are just gonna like notch like helicopter players are just not gonna like shoot at each other.
I
they're just
know a
gonna,
lot
like,
of the
abide.
solos though, they carry snipers and then they just snipe the people.
Yeah.
A little bit
Yeah.
weird, but like if that's how you want to get your kills, then
If I see a helicopter, I'm just spraying it down.
Well,
Even
that's-
even
Yeah,
if
but
I
how
can't
long?
get
How
it
long
down,
is that? How long
like,
does
I'm
that
just gonna
take
waste time on it, I
to?
swear.
How long does that take to spray down?
I don't
Depends.
even know, like
it's like
quite a
3
while.
clips.
Yeah, so quite
Really?
a while actually.
3
Yeah.
clips? I thought it was like 5 clips.
Depends how many shots you hit. But you controller, so you got debuffed, you know.
Oh, wow.
All right, Travis, you mentioned snipers, and we also mentioned it just before we went live. Is there is so many snipers on the map right now, and I want to know from individual standpoints, from all of you, is what sniper you prefer and what should they get rid of?
Just they only need a heavy sniper. The other two they need to remove, and then they just need to make the
Yeah.
heavy sniper limited.
The huntsman that it returned. Do you guys think that's still a viable option?
What
It's
that's
viable, but it's
Yeah.
like really
It's too
shitty to
common.
play against.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's too
it's
common.
the
I get
loophole
sniped like
structure with
like
snipers.
every like 2 out of 5 games I get sniped.
Yeah, the mobility of that sniper is quite nice. You can move around.
They should make
quite
it so you can.
You have a
They
good
should
field
make
of
it.
view.
Yeah. They should make it so you can only get it from like POIs. Like
Yeah.
what's the new mythic ones for Tela, Catty, and then What's the other one?
Authority.
Authority.
And there's one more. Isn't there one more?
Like Rickety Rig has like a chest
never
as
mind,
or something.
Yeah.
There's only
But
three. Yeah.
you should get it like from those 3 places and nowhere else.
Yeah.
Because
I
then
wanted-
you're chilling.
Yeah, I wanted to know from you guys then, moving along, is have you had the zone that finished in the water? And obviously they full of sharks now, and they can jump in your building and fuck everything up. Now, have you had a zone like that, or do you think Epic shies away from having a zone ending in water?
I think at the moment, like every second zone is in the water. I
I
was
think
just
the whole
reading
So-
it,
Empire.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
how do you
Oh,
build
no.
and now the shark jumps in and
Wait,
breaks
hello?
everything? Like,
Please.
how?
Yo, you just gotta kill the thing before it jumps in. But I feel like the bottom right is like, if that pulls zone, like I think everyone's happy because there's no water
Yeah.
basically.
No, but that's mountains, bro. That's even worse.
Would you have mountains or would you have sharks jumping in your box?
I mean, yeah, good point. I don't know. Sharks.
Yeah.
I have an agreement with the sharks. They never attack me.
They vibe.
They've-
I haven't gotten attacked by them once
Team up
either.
Daily, damn, bro.
The Daily controls the shark. He's low-key Aquaman, just vibing. Like
Yeah.
if a guy's in a box, he just sends the shark in his box.
Someone's Daily's gonna whip out his fishing rod and.
Wait,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, I could see Daily
If-
doing that. Just
If you're
like,
riding a
final zone.
shark and you ride it into someone else's box, is the shark gonna eat him?
Yeah,
Yes.
it does damage to him.
What? Okay,
Yeah.
that's a new strat. Sorry, boys.
You heard it
That's
here
not
first.
right.
That's a new
Yeah,
Daily's
strat.
bought a key into kids' boxes of shark.
3 people on a
First moving,
shark
Daily's just
running at you.
straight up
Yeah.
double king everyone with a shark. Oh my.
That's a new trio
I
strat.
can see that
But
happening.
Sharks, Travis.
All
Wanna
right,
see people for-
we're gonna move along, and we come to what I asked on Twitter: people to at the top 4 trio teams, and we're gonna look at the first one here. And you guys in stream in the chat, I want you guys to also say which one is the closest to right. Also, can if you can give me your top 4 in the chat, that would be great. I'll read them as we go along. But to you guys in the forecast with me, number 1 over here is from Lucas saying the number 1 team is Rejects, Woke, and Skara. Number 2 team is Daily, Keith, and Travis. Number 3 team is Neymar, Heat, Kareem, and number 4 is Luca. How do you say that? Mist and Spencer. Now, do you guys think how would you swap this, or do you think this is the best?
I'd swap first and third. I think Neymar, Heats, and Kareem have won the most.
Yeah,
And I feel like even
Yeah.
the rejects, work, and scores are really good. They're really like not consistent. Well, they are, but like they've had tournaments where they haven't done well, but then they have tournaments where they win by 4.
yeah.
So like they're like pop-off players. They're not necessarily too consistent. And
Yeah, I
mean,
agree with that. Neymar and them definitely have to be number 1 there. They just
Mhm,
the
I
most
agree with that, yeah.
consistent. They're good at keying. They're good at playing like really placement. They can just do everything. Not that anyone else on that list can't. All of those players are obviously like
Right.
some of the best players in ZA. So, but I feel like they're just like the best at it.
All right. Here comes list number 2
And
from Tixie. I'll get to you.
Also-
Tixie. Kareem's team is number 1. Rejects and Skara number 2. Travis and Keaton number 3. And Luca number 4. Now, is that the way you guys would have had it? Or how would you change that?
I'm not gonna get into this. I'm gonna
Yeah.
shatter some egos
say-
if I
I'd
start
say-
saying my own list.
I'd say at 4th place I'd swap Luke and then for Lesler, Jellies, and Dex.
All right.
I don't know. I feel that list is pretty good. Maybe you can like swap Rejects and Travis's trio, and I feel like that can literally go both ways. To be honest, like on a good day, like Travis can be on there. On the other day, like Rejects and them can be there. It just depends.
I'm reading in the chat here. Brownie says Woke's trio, Neymar's trio, Travis's trio, and then Lucas' trio. I'm reading more of them from Robbie. Rejects, then Neymar's, then Travis's, and then Hutchie's for the top 4. So a lot of them coming in. And here's list number 3 from Hazard. Kareem number 1, Skara number 2, Travis number 3, and Letzler number 4. So it's one coming in from him. And do you guys, if now you, or after you've seen this, I'm going to ask each individual oak in the forecast to make your own top 4. I'm going to start with Daily.
My own top 4.
Your own top 4.
I'd say number 1, you gotta give it to him. It's Kareem, Neymar, and Heat.
All right.
I'd put number 2. I'd put me, Travis, and Keaton because we've like played well and everything.
Yeah.
Number 3, I'd put obviously Scora's, reject and work because
Yeah.
they like pop off
Okay.
and they do really well, but like not on every single tournament they'll do super well. And then number 4, I'd put Let's Let Jellies and Dex.
All right. Keaton, yours?
I mean, I agree with Daily. That's a pretty solid list. I don't think I'd actually change anything there. That's pretty good.
All right.
Yeah.
Travis?
In no order, because our egos are gonna get shattered.
Buddy.
But
Name
you
of
care.
the-
Do you care about them really?
I don't know. Some of them are a little bit weird, you know.
All right.
But-
Go for it.
Yeah, Neymar's trio, our trio, Woke and there's trio, their W key trio, you know. And then also I'd put like either Let's trio or Lucas trio. Like it's between them two. If you look at past Tonys.
All right. And Trogon?
That's gone.
Yeah, Neymar, Kareem, and Heat's definitely number 1, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Second and third, I'd literally say it's kind of a tie between Rejects' trio and Travis's trio. And other than that, I feel like Lucas' trio has been doing really well recently.
Yeah.
Just like in general, like yeah.
All right.
So that's my list. Literally
Alright.
tie between Travis
We
and
we are
Rejects.
literally about to get into the storm search questions, and they're quite heaty. So stick around for that one. It should be in the next 2 minutes, and then the last one. We all jumped on the bandwagon again on Twitter, saying hashtag African Fortnite servers. I know most of you maybe just doing it to impression farm,
Impression farm.
and
Well,
there's a lot of you guys that do that.
It'd be kind of nice though.
But
Three
it's
impressions.
the same thing. You guys still get the message out. I just want to put out before we go any further is Call of Duty did the same thing. They said hashtag Call of Duty African World Champs. So they wanted the COD Champs to be held here, or South Africa or Africa being included in there. And it has gone as far as pros also calling it out. I know Fortnite, we had the one face play. I don't know, I can't remember who
So
it
it's
was.
Mongrel.
Mongrel, or
Mongrel,
he hashtagged it as well on Twitter. We just need to watch out that it doesn't go too far and it doesn't get too overpowered, too noisy, if I can put it. We had if I don't know if you guys know the Call of Duty community too well, where we had Trim6, one of the most winningest player for Call of Duty in the world. He streamed and he also hashtagged it on stream, and even he said that it's getting a bit blown out of proportion. So just be careful. We don't want to take this too far, but once in a blue moon with a nice hashtag obviously doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
But we're going to get into the storm search questions now, and I know this is why most of you are still here, all 150 viewers of you. And the first question, Theo, Keaton, Travis, and Tristan, that will be the order. The first question is, name one player that won't place after the nerf of aim assist.
Can I name two?
You can name one.
Popcool. I mean, that's the obvious choice.
Keaton?
Oh, I don't, no, this is too hard for me. I'm not that type of guy to say that stuff. Yo, Daily, bro, I'm just gonna give it to you. Listen, I can talk to you later about this, okay? Daily.
Oh,
listen.
yo, Daily's on his way to your house. You better run.
Daily, I can talk to you later about this. I can apologize, all right? Like, it just.
Wow.
You literally
Yeah,
told the biggest
I'm
oak that
for it,
he's not
I'm
going to
for
place,
it.
but
Alright.
okay. Well, if
sorry,
he
I'm
doesn't
sorry.
place, don't you not place? Because he's in your trio?
Yeah.
Ah,
Think about this. Think about your words.
I don't know what he's saying.
He's
Daily,
looking for the
listen,
easier way
You're
out.
the only controller player here, other than me, kind of. Yeah, listen, like, you're the only controller player here. And I talk to you quite a bit,
All
so
right,
I
Travis.
swear,
that's
Travis?
reasonable, I guess. I don't know.
I'm going with Popcool as well.
All right, Tristan.
I can't say two.
I have no idea. I haven't been one of the people saying like players are only good because of aim assists. I don't agree with that, but I don't know.
So,
Can I take the easy way out and just
Yeah.
say Psycho? Because like he's my duo partner, so
I
like
agree with you.
I don't actually say that, but like
All right.
that's the easy way out. I don't think any controller players
Yeah.
that placed aren't gonna
at
place
least it
right now.
wasn't
To be
only me
honest,
that went the easy way out. Like,
I feel like the controller players that have placed are gonna keep placing, and that's my honest opinion. The
Yeah.
nerf isn't big enough to keep them from placing.
exactly.
Indeed. Okay, question
Alien
number 2.
Sorry.
Name one player that the orgs are sleeping on. Name one player that the orgs are sleeping on. Meaning, name one player that orgs need to pick up immediately.
I
How
mean,
many FAs are there?
yeah, there aren't too many good FAs, obviously for Travis and them, and I wouldn't say Travis has slept on because everyone knows he's good. But I feel like I'd say Conker is kind of he deserves better than what he's getting at Mist. I think. Like I think
I agree with that.
Alright.
he's like too good of a player to be kind of representing like Mist. Even though that is a really good signing for them and stuff, I feel like he can do better.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Keaton.
Like he has the potential to do
I
better.
need to think about this one. A good player that's this is a hard one. I don't know. Since Travis isn't in an org, I mean, people know he's a good player, but he should definitely he should be in
Yeah.
an org for sure. He is an amazing player. Like he's definitely yeah.
Schmuck.
Great.
Mine would be obviously between you and then Skara.
Yeah, I was gonna say Skara.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Scott's not in an org. Wow.
Yeah. He was
I
for
think-
Call of Duty and then
Yeah, for
Yeah,
COD.
yeah.
But
and
then yeah, he's
yeah.
They disbanded, you know.
Yeah.
mine would have to be Heat.
Heat.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like Heat's
Also a
really
good
good.
pick.
I feel
He's
like
also a good
I feel
pick,
like
yeah.
he's a really good
Why
player.
did I think Heat was in BBD?
I was
Because he
thinking
plays with
about
Neymar and
that.
Kareem.
Well,
Nah, he's
yeah, like-
Yeah.
no, but like
That's
he's
the-
really good.
Yeah.
No, Heat's
Like-
yeah, Heat's incredible. Yeah.
Like mechanics, like I'm pretty sure his game sense is like up there as well. Like yeah, definitely Heat.
All right. Next question. Name one player that
Oh
you
wait,
look
Heat's in
up to.
Cos.
Oh yeah, he's in COS. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Never
Yeah.
mind, read
Oh,
Chile.
okay.
My
You choke.
a player that I look up to.
Yeah.
Is
Name
this
one
not-
player that you look up to.
In
Not
ZA
in
or
not in
international?
ZA in Fortnite. Die Wereld.
Wakey, I love him. I'm a fanboy.
Okay, Keaton.
I'd say Ops actually. Ops, I've been watching him quite a lot. He's actually insane. So, yeah, Ops is great.
Okay, Travis.
I'm gonna say Mongrel, you know.
All right, Tristan.
Comp player definitely like Bizzle.
All right, and not
Yeah.
comp player.
Not comp player Nate Hill.
Okay.
Like for content creation, he's just like has everything. He's good at comp and he's like good at content creation. So I mean,
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the next one is who is the best mechanical player in ZA?
I think. Well,
Um,
Woke.
yes.
All right, Keaton.
I'd say Sakaris maybe. Yeah, Sakaris.
All right, Travis.
I want to say Keaton. Like I've seen this man on KDM and on controller, and he can basically do the same things, you know.
All right, Tristan.
I feel like Neymar. I mean, it might be like an outdated thing. I feel like Neymar has really good mechanics.
All right. And then we're gonna go along. The next one is who has the biggest ego in ZA but can't back it up with placements. There's the big one with placements. Who can't back it up with placements, and who has the biggest ego? Go.
That's tough.
How many placements are we talking about?
No, I don't know. Up to you. Up to you to decide that one.
So if
I
I only
mean-
have like a couple,
You can't talk about egos without rejects, but they haven't played.
yeah.
so you
it's-
can't say anything because
but,
that
like,
guy
how
has
many
got a
placements
bad
do you
ego.
have, you know?
No, they've done well. They've done well. Give credit what credit is due.
Well,
But that
Oh
has-
wait, I've got one. The people
Who?
that landed rig last season, you know.
Oh, yeah.
The ones that
100%.
double boombo or double heavy
100%.
boombo,
No, who
but
are
then
they? Who are they? Do
and
they have
that's
names?
toxic.
Warrior,
that-
Warrior,
Deimos, and
and
Lurker.
Double
Okay.
heavy boombo is toxic. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so
Yeah,
the
I
the
get it,
entire
yeah.
trio has decided on one
Oh, what's toxic?
on
I
one
think they're a lot
team.
better than what they are.
On one team. Tristan, I'm gonna come to you.
I don't know. That's a hard question.
It is.
Because I feel like the people that have egos like it's deserved. Like they place anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Like I
Some
don't know.
people in the chat saying Deimos, then Letzler, then we have some Lucas.
I don't think Deimos and them have an ego. They just contested a spot, ego for it. That doesn't mean they have an ego. They just kind of contested it.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Oh, we're gonna take the easier way one, and we're gonna say Psycho.
No, Psycho doesn't have an ego. I can't say Psycho. I can't say that.
About that.
About that.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think
Yeah.
anyone really has an undeserved ego, Dallas.
Okay.
That's not even me taking the
Yeah.
easy way out. I just
Take-
think that.
Yeah, it's fine. But the next one is name one player that is overrated. Name one player that is overrated in the Fortnite community.
Yo, this
Daily
is tough,
you start, bro.
Daily
Overrated.
Sneaky.
These questions are impossible for me.
Trogon.
Travis.
Trogon. Trogon.
Trogons. Oh,
Trogon.
Trogons is
You're
overrated.
good, Trogon, but I think you're overrated. That's
All
my
right,
opinion.
Keaton.
Yeah, these are impossible for me. No, nah, this is not good.
Keaton's
Oh.
too nice, bro.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's overrated. Like, I really
A
don't.
lot of people saying yeah, Letzler.
I think that might have been for the previous question.
Nah, that's for this one. It started
Is it for
getting
this
bad
one?
when
Yeah,
this
it's
one
for
comes
this
up.
one.
Yeah.
A lot of
Look.
Letzler, a lot of pop calls, a lot of Psycho.
Can we say
Look,
multiple
who in this call
people or
wants to
only
take one
one?
for the team? Who wants to take one for the team? Come on, please. You have to help me out here.
you
Let
can
me take
clearly,
my-
Keaton,
you
come
can
on.
clearly
I'm
see
overrated, come on.
Keaton
Okay.
isn't a guy that, you know.
Trogons, bro. I'm sorry to say, but you're overrated.
It's-
Oh,
sure,
God.
Dragons
sure.
overrated.
sorry.
Alright, Travis.
Yo.
Can I
Take
say
one for
multiple
it.
people or only
Go
one?
for it. Go for it.
Multiple people.
Go for it if you really
Alright,
want
so
to.
we got Trogons, Clink, Psycho, Popcool,
Yo.
Panda.
Jesus.
How many more are there?
Stand
Nah, we'll
back.
just leave it at 5. We'll leave it at 5.
Everyone, yeah,
Damn,
but-
okay. The whole
We'll leave it at
community.
five.
Yeah, bro.
There you got it. You got egos. Or you overrated, sorry. The next one is name one player that will make it big
I
internationally.
didn't even say mine. Mine's Letzler, by the way, but
Letzler.
You
Yeah,
just skipped
mine's
him,
sorry.
Letzler,
Dallas.
mine's
Oh,
Letzler.
so,
I literally
Dragons,
just
you had
got
so
skipped,
many
egoed, bro.
people call you out.
Just
I
left
forgot.
you like that.
I just forgot.
It's got
Um,
left out.
The next one
Uh,
is name one player that will make it big internationally if they get a chance.
Neymar. Obviously, he's
mean,
proven himself already on Middle East. He
Yeah.
can do well.
I mean, yeah, of course Neymar. But like that's kind of the obvious pick. I'd say if like we got servers or something, I think Woe could like be nuts.
All right, Keaton.
Yeah,
Bro,
my
Service would be great.
Who?
What's up?
So
oh, no, I
who
said
would be
service.
great.
I just said service would be so good. Anyways,
You're joking,
I,
right?
Just a meme, man.
Just a meme.
just me,
Just
just
goes
a
off topic. Like, service
Yeah,
would
yeah.
be good though.
Yeah. Anyways, I'd also say internationally, I'd say Sakaris as well. Sakaris is actually like with his mechanics and stuff. I feel like it'd also be vibing on low ping.
All right,
So-
Travis.
I said Neymar.
Okay, Tristan.
yeah, Neymar, Travis, Psycho. That's my top three.
All right.
Those are the players that have done well in other regions that I've seen so far, like qualified for stuff.
Okay. Then the next one is name one international org that you one day would like to represent.
Oof.
Yo.
Well, hey, let's think now.
And Trogons, don't
I
even think about saying your org is international, eh?
Okay, buddy.
Because I know you were thinking maybe calling it
No, I wasn't thinking that. I wasn't
Oh,
thinking
okay.
that. I wasn't thinking that.
Daily Game.
I mean, 100 Thieves is like the cherry on top, you know.
Okay.
I mean that would be great, but in terms of smaller orgs, I think Enterprise is really cool, like what they're doing with their players and stuff.
Keaton.
I'd say Misfits is a good org, right?
I
I'd say
rate that.
Misfits is
I
good.
rate
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
That's just a good
Yeah.
org.
I would say like NRG,
That's
or
pretty
maybe
nice.
even 100 Thieves. You know,
Yeah.
one of those.
For me personally, I think it's between NRG and 100 Thieves. Would have been Optic back in the day, but not anymore.
Rip up.
We'll just leave it there. Rip Optic. Tristan, and then you.
Mine would definitely have to be TSM.
TSM.
100%. Yeah,
Oh,
TSM.
actually, I would
I'm a
also
big
put.
TSM fan.
I would also put Navi in there. I think I really
Navi's
like
pretty good, yeah.
Navi. I just don't know have a word what they say when they make their videos, but it's quite entertaining to watch. Then the next one, the last two is ranking players. So the first one is rank the players, the following players, from the biggest W key to the least. Okay, the players are Kareem, Letzler, Popcool, and Drax.
Drax.
Drax. What the?
When last did Drax play?
Yeah, I didn't even know. Does Rex play Fortnite still?
He's
I don't know.
I searched on Twitter and I looked at the most recent tweets and he was there. So I'm putting it out there. Biggest W keyers to the lowest. Theo,
So it's Letzler, Popcool,
Letzler,
Kareem,
Popcool,
and Drax, right?
Kareem, and Drax.
I'd say first Popcool, second Kareem, third Leslie, fourth Drax.
All right.
That's what I was
Keaton?
gonna do as well.
Yeah, I'm
Literally.
also same as Daily.
Yeah.
You can't change it
That's
any
the
other
exact
way.
same.
All right.
I wouldn't change it. That team is like great.
Okay. Tristan.
Probably Popcool. Popcool's a heavy double here. Kareem, Letzler, then Drax.
All right.
Well,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
all the same. I want to see in chat, guys. You can also bring it up. Popcool, everyone. Oh, it's only one shot that says Popcool 3 times. I see you feel quite Saint Nate saying the same thing as what you guys said. I think that is the majority of it. And then the last question is name the following players or rank the following players from best to worst. The players are Woke, Yeet, Skara, and then Bean.
Oak, Heat, Skara, and Bean. Best to
Yeah.
worst.
The best
Okay,
to
I'd
worst
say-
stream. I want to get you guys must get involved here. The worst or the best to worst, and we're gonna start with Daily again.
Okay, wait. So it's who? Woke.
Woke,
Heat, Woke,
Heat.
Scara, Bean.
Yeah.
Okay. From best to worst.
Yes.
So Woke, Heat, Skara, Bean.
Keaton.
I'd say Scar, Heat, Woke, Bean.
All right.
Probably. Yeah.
I'm gonna say Heat, Woke, Scar, Bean.
Yo, 3 different ones, Tristan.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the exact same. Heat, Woke, Skara, Bean.
Heat, Woke, Skara, Bean. TK is saying Skara, Woke, Heat, Bean. We have.
So the top three is very
Bro,
close. Though.
dude.
I can't lie.
Hanamo
Yeah.
saying Heat, Woke, Skara, Bean. But I think most of you guys have it Woke, Skara, Heat, and then Bean. But I think that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the FortcastZA episode 13. Thanks again for everyone stopping by. And a big thanks again to Tin Formula for sponsoring this episode. For everyone in the stream, we popped out at, I think, 192 viewers. So I appreciate all of you guys being here. And then to Theo, Keaton, Travis, and Tristan, thank you for giving up an hour and a half of your time to be on stream for the Fortnite community and give all your opinions, even if they get quite toxic. But appreciate you guys being here. To everyone in the chat again, thank you for being here. And for those people that has donated, put out a little tweet saying thanks to you guys as well as soon as I see them on the emails. But again, to you guys on the Fortcast, Keaton, Theo, Travis, Tristan, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Dallas.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
for having
man.
us, Dallas.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Until
Thank
next,
you.
guys. Until next time, guys. And that is it. Episode number 13 is finished. Check you guys in 2 weeks. 2 weeks Sunday will be our next episode, and we have a big one coming up.